Philip was Prince Consort, the Queen's husband, he would have had a really large funeral with foreign heads of state, politicians in attendance. We know that the Prime Minister has given up his place, as he would traditionally be invited, to allow members of the family to go. And of course, it's going to be mainly close relatives. We've got the children, the older grandchildren, and also some of the Queen's relatives like the Duke of Kent, Princess Alexandra. But interestingly, we also have some of Philip's German relatives in attendance. Now, you might remember it was 1947 that the Queen and Philip married. Of course, so close to the Second World War, the anti-German sentiment was still quite heavy in the UK. So none of his German relatives attended. This time we have three German relatives. They're sort of second, third cousins, and that kind of makes up for that. I think it's really poignant that he wanted those relatives there.
Absolutely. And Simon, the Queen has also said that no military uniforms will be worn. This is a break from tradition. What should we read into this? Is this to spare Harry's blushes?
Well, there's also the Prince Andrew element as well, Dani. It is a ceremonial royal funeral, and normally, yes, you would expect all of the royal family who have military posts and military honours to be wearing uniform. So this will be extraordinary, the fact that they will be in civilian mourning dress. Prince Andrew, of course, has issues that we've been reporting over the last couple of years, and ordinarily would have the uniform of an admiral in the Royal Navy. Prince Harry, of course, is the one member of the royal family who's served on the front line militarily in recent years, and but because he stepped back from royal duties, because he's had to surrender his military patronages, which he really didn't want to do, he wouldn't have been in uniform. So he would have been the one person not in uniform, and he's the one person who served recently on the front line. So the Queen has taken this pragmatic decision that nobody's going to be in uniform, and that doesn't become a talking point.
Victoria, a lot of eyes, of course, are going to be on William and Harry. I'd love to be a fly on the wall when they finally meet, wouldn't you? Absolutely. I think many people are seeing this as the potential for them to patch to make this up. You know, as brothers, they've been so close for so long, and of course have that shared one trauma of losing their mother so young, and secondly the experience of being a royal, which is really not that common, as we know, and something that they can talk about and discuss and understand with one another. As for many people, when someone passes away, that kind of gives pause for thought, you know, a chance to reflect, and hopefully give them a chance to build those bridges again and make up for the damage, let's be honest, that was caused by that Oprah interview. Simon, on that point of William and Harry, we're now hearing that they will walk together, aren't we? But it's emerged that they won't walk side by side. Is that correct?
That's right. They won't be shoulder to shoulder, Dani. So walking behind the coffin to the chapel, it will be the children first of all, so Anne and Charles, and then Andrew and Edward, and behind them a line of three. Now, the middle person in the three there will be Peter Phillips, who is the eldest grandchild. Either side of him will be William and Harry. Now, we simply don't know if that was always Philip's plan. He has planned this funeral, albeit COVID amended. A lot of his plans are here. We simply don't know if that was his original plan, with Peter Phillips being his eldest grandchild, or whether it has been adapted. I was told by a palace source this afternoon, Dani, the plans have been signed off by Her Majesty. That is all there is to say. But the fact is, everybody is talking about this now, and even if it's been long planned, this takes on a new symbolic meaning on Saturday.
Absolutely, of course it does. And it is important, isn't it, Victoria, to remember that these funeral plans were originally designed, at least, by Prince Philip himself. Absolutely. Today, Saturday's ceremony will be very much as he wanted. And although, of course, it is hugely scaled back because of COVID, I actually think that is what Philip would have preferred. Maybe a few more relatives and friends in attendance. But this kind of minimal fuss is exactly what he would have wanted. So I think that this works in his favour in an unusual way. But of course, the public, I think, are missing out on that chance to kind of gather and mourn his loss and passing. Well, good to have your thoughts, Victoria Howard. Thank you, and Simon Vigar.